What if I told you that there is a super rare and exotic psychedelic that does not produce visual trips, but it produces an auditory trip? The psychedelic is called disopropyltryptamine, better known as DIPT, and yes, you trip on sound. The class of disopropyltryptamine is a tryptamine, so the same as magic mushrooms and DMT. But even though it's the same class, it creates an extraordinary auditory hallucination. The recommended dosage is 20 to 40 mg orally, and the effects last for 6 to 8 hours. And what is this auditory trip like? Well, earlier this year I had a chance to experience the effects of 25 mg of DIPT, and it was undoubtedly the most unique psychedelic experience I ever had. In the beginning, I felt a little nausea, which is a staple of taking tryptamines like magic mushrooms. Next, I felt a pressurization within my ear, a feeling similar to when you're gaining altitude in a plane. Then, my own voice began to take a much lower tone along with the voices of my friends, like something like this. When I listened to familiar songs with vocals like classic hip-hop, the vocals were also extremely low, like every rapper tried to do a poor impersonation of Barry White. But the real bizarreness of the DIPT experience was what it did to the arrangement of music. It sounded like the layers of each song, the various instruments and beats just collapsed and melted. And I know that's a weird thing to imagine, but picture an Ableton Live timeline. Now picture all those sounds melting on each other in a way that its original sound almost seems like an imposter. Yeah, it's a pretty wild concept. Songs just seem unfamiliar, like the sounds were coming through a clock radio speaker and the beats were all misarranged. Towards the end of this very long experience, around hour 8, I just wish that things sounded normal. We don't really know why DIPT produces an only auditory trip, but I believe it's due to DIPT directly affecting the auditory true cortex, where phonemes are created. Phonemes are like the Lego building blocks of language. And DIPT mostly affects the thalamus, which is where auditory signals are processed. There you have it, DIPT, the trip you hear.